That's my favorite type of like defender of this type of commentary is like person with like a phenomenal amount of conviction with no information whatsoever, but like they're on your side. So you go, oh, wow, I didn't realize people were criticizing learning. And it's like, no, dude.
That's not, yeah, learning
No.
is not what's happening here.
Can you watch the Aubrey with Felix? No, but I heard that the trigonometry Brianna Wu episode is out. So I don't know if I want to give him that kind of brain damage, but I kind of want to give him that brain damage. Okay. There's another thing. Progressive activist speaks out against woke madness, Brianna Wu. Do you want to do this kind of brain damage to yourself?
Oh my God.
It's these two guys that the
Who
trigger.
the f are these assholes?
These are the two British guys,
like,
the two British centrists.
I hate the guy on the right. He looks like he's from the far side.
Yeah, he's progressive. I feel okay. Let's just.
I used to think you were completely full of shit when you talked about cancel culture, and now they've run this playbook on me. The fact that the progressive fringe is now standing with the literal.
A sniper tried to take her out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, during GamerGate, she was like, a sniper tried to kill me.
Wait, no way. I don't know anything about her. I only learned about like.
There was a TV, like, I forget what like network did it. There was like a TV special about GamerGate where they did like reenactments, and in Brianna Wu's, she was like targeted by a sniper for making like a mobile game.
I have no involvement. Like, I don't know enough about GamerGate other than like I saw the remnants of it post like GamerGate or when I was at TYT and everyone hated TYT for being too woke and being too communist or whatever. But my introduction to Brianna Wu was like literally this Israel-Palestine shit when she was like when she decided to learn about Israel and then chose to be on the side of Israel and increasingly became more unhinged.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I will just say this for an abundance of caution. Someone with a very strange history. Someone with a very weird trail, one may say.
Look at what we're doing with the trans children debate. What is the progressive left's answer to any parent that has a question on any of that? It is shut the f up. We've got to move back to science and back to reality.
Is a gamer parents ever millions to make?
As
Game of the year.
A decade ago during GamerGate, people thought.
Wait, why does this have 1993 graphics in 2014?
They raised like a lot of money on Kickstarter for this. I don't know how you make something look like this, like in the 2010s.
This makes no sense.
It was so good that it's.
Wait, there was a sequel? Damn. It's so awful. She spent the most money on motorcycles, most of the money on motorcycles. Good for her. Yeah. All right.
The white male gamers were the assholes. I've got news for you. Today, it's trans Twitter, it's socialist Twitter, it's terrorist sympathizer Twitter. It's us.
Terrorist sympathizer
welcome
Twitter.
To Trigonometry. We've been working on this interview. We've got a bunch of questions to ask you, but first of all, lots of people
What happened? What
told you not to come
like
on the
a
show.
Polish guy when he moves to the UK, and they become British through like osmosis. Like, go back to that guy, the guy who's doing the based podcast in the velvet jacket. That's very cool.
He's not Polish.
He's from one of the 18 countries that are Poland.
Wait, really? Isn't he? What is he? I think he's like. I thought he was like I don't know, like Iranian or something.
No, he's like Polish. But
Someone
like,
say he's Russian.
That's a type of Polish.
Okay, fair.
Who are we kidding here?
Fair.
He look like they both look insane. These are some insane style choices. The guy on the right looks like if you could make Far Side characters like real and have human proportion. There's like an aura of victimhood about the man on the right, and the guy on the left. I don't. There's some like weird. I think he got lip filler. I think there's a lot going on
You're
with
just
this show.
jealous because he's hot, dude.
Well, welcome to
say it.
Trigonometry.
Pretty fine.
We've been working on this interview. We've got a bunch of questions to ask you, but first of all, lots of people told you not to come on the show.
Oh
I
my
hate that
God,
fucking
I
look
announced
where
this,
people,
what was it,
oh,
2
I'm wearing
days
my
ago?
New Balances
And my
with my
DMs have
fucking
been
suit.
Yeah, it's the
You're
tech bro.
crazy.
It's the tech bro. It's the tech bro.
nothing. The people calling you transphobes and Nazis and racists. And I'm always like, can you show me a clip of what they've said to like make you feel that way? It's always the most silly thing. It is, I don't know. It's like
Just
no one
me
on-
doing a Hitler salute.
Yes, exactly that.
silly
Yeah,
stuff
the
like that.
KKK costume.
These guys are so cool, dude.
This
They're
is.
dope.
I may
love.
not agree with them, but this show's hilarious.
I
and
love
the
being-
guest is smoking hot.
I love being like a 48-year-old dude whose YouTube podcast name is Trigonometry. Like
They're recording in like a heavily sued dentist's office. I hate their studio. It's truly atrocious.
Base department 40-year-old. Yep.
Yeah.
I think was a little much.
It was a nice
maybe.
party.
Yeah.
What can you say? But anyway, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm
It's
really
great to have
honored.
you. I've been following a lot of the things you've been saying recently, and it was very interesting for us to get you on the show to talk about them because I don't know if you saw, I wrote an article very shortly after October 7th for
The main guy has a video on how communism is worse than Nazism. That's awesome.
He should never turn. That looks bad.
the Free Press
Mm-hmm.
called The Day the Delusions Died.
Wow.
And my argument was that I thought that it was no longer possible for a lot of good people on the left to pretend that the extremes of the left were not going off the rails.
Yeah.
And you are someone who is outright progressive,
Yeah.
Democrat progressive,
Yeah.
raising money to fight Trump and all
My
the rest.
You're
literal
closer to the
job
mic when
is to
you're
get
talking.
Democrats elected.
Right.
Like I'm on the team.
Yes, you're on the team. And I see you now being one of the very few people who's willing to stand up against the anti-Semitic extremes on your own side.
I
Not
hate
just
Denim
anti-Semitic.
Jacket. He's such a follower. Stand up for yourself. Stop looking at the shiny guy. Say something. It's your podcast too.
He's shiny too. Wait, let the goat speak real quick. He's
Big,
just
but there's
gonna.
also large elements. of-
He's addressing very important issues like anti-Semitism on the left. It's always.
another one of these guys.
I love hearing British people.
Yeah.
I love hearing British people talk about anti-Semitism on the left. It's a very big problem. Yeah, thank you.
Another one of these fucking guys. I hate victim culture. I hate identity politics. Everyone wants to kill Jews. Why don't you take a hike,
He's a
pal?
satirist. Wait, what? He's supposed to be funny. He's written for Quillette, The Spectator, The Daily Telegraph, and Standpoint. Has been on the panel of the BBC program Question Time, and been interviewed on TV such as BBC, Sky News, and GB News. He speaks on rights on issues relating to tech censorship, comedy, and culture war. Yeah, every single one of these dudes that's like, I hate tech censorship, is also like, you should kill an 18-year-old after doxing them if they've ever said that they think Palestinians are humans.
You should have to sign a loyalty pledge to Israel if you even want to get on Twitter.
Yeah.
I hate identity politics, by the way. I'm against wokeism and all that shit.
I love satire. Definitely.
Oh my God.
All of these dudes who love talking about free speech and consistently talk about free speech are always like, police should kill you. If you are ever at a Palestinian demonstration, police should be able to kill you with a sniper rifle.
It's like if Larry Summers and Bob Rubin and all those guys, if they never like looted Russia and f***ed it up, this guy would just, he'd be like a I don't know, whatever jobs they have in Russia. He would be a guy who drives an ATV through a fence or something. But no, his family had to leave, and we're stuck with this shit.
All sorts of other stuff going on there. So why have you suddenly taken this
Parkour.
position?
I
what we've
think
been
the
doing.
better question is where the hell is everyone else? This is the most obvious moral position in the entire world to take. Like Hamas, these are not good people. Hezbollah, the Houthis, these are not good people. So the fact that the progressive fringe is now standing with the literal terrorists.
Bro, remember when she said Houthinis?
Yeah.
I'm glad that she knows is not Houthinis no more. You know what I mean?
Hey, we're all on a journey.
Yeah.
We're all learning all the time.
Yeah, that's my favorite type of like defender of this type of commentary is like person with like a phenomenal amount of conviction with no information whatsoever, but like they're on your side. So you go, wow, I didn't realize people were criticizing learning. And it's like, no, dude.
That's not, learning is not what's happening here.
No, you can't just take a position on a genocide where you're pro-genocide and then make it up as you go along. You know what I mean? In increasingly more unhinged ways. Anyway.
Like, what the hell are we thinking? This is not very difficult. So for me, it's
not difficult.
It's really been a realization because there have been so many
Give me more
things
leg shots, baby.
over the last decade that I've just shut my mouth about and I've gone along with. And it's really at a point now where it's gut check time. This is principles time. Whose team are you on? Are you on?
It's so funny because like every 4 years, there's like a new crop of people exactly like this that I literally used to work with, by the way, not Brianna who, but like the Dave Rubins of the world that will be like, why I left the left. It's because the left got too woke. And they do it every single cycle. And for some reason, people can't get enough of it. They're always like, every single time, they're like, see? The left went too far, bro. See?
But like, okay, with Dave Rubin or someone like that, like, I get the utility of it, right? Because like, Dave Rubin is like stupid, but he's an actual person with like, you know, he like, I don't know what
has a husband who's also named David.
Also named David. I don't know. He made videos for TYT.
As
far as I know. But he was like,
I used to play basketball with that guy.
He played basketball with you. My point is, he was a like a tangible person with a tangible output who you could look at and go, see, like here's what he used to think, and here's what he thinks now. With Brianna Wu, it's like, I don't want to say not a real person, but it kind of is that. Like, she's just an insane person.
Yeah,
and that's
I don't,
not like what she's always been. She's always been like a crazy person who's like, a sniper is trying to kill me because of my mobile gang. We have to protect the moon or China is going to throw rocks at us. Like, she's always been like just this weird person that for 2 years in the second Obama administration, people were like, you have to listen to her because she's getting harassed. But she was never like, I'm sorry, a person with like an internal monologue or legal personhood in most societies.
I didn't really know anything about her. Like I said, like for me, I didn't know what she had done prior to this at all. So I don't even know like why it's such a big deal that she's like ostensibly leaving the left. Like, was she ever a part of the left? Like, right. I don't really.
It's like you may as well do a report where it's like, you know, that guy who jacks off on the 1 train in Manhattan, he's leaving the left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shit, dude.
Wow.
The left will never recover from this blow.
Yeah, like can you at least do this with somebody who's not insane, not the weirdest person in the world?
Well, exactly, Destiny. Just a totally normal, not insane guy.
Democracy, or are you on team burn everything down? And it's been really disillusioning to see just how few people on my own side have principles. I always thought that what we were doing was about making the world better. And it's been very eye-opening to see it's actually about personal power.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question that will sort of sound a little bit like an I told you so or anything, but it's not intended in that way. I guess a lot of people who are in our position, Francis and I both always thought of ourselves as liberal and on the left, and we worked in a very progressive comedy industry in the UK. And
bro wrote for Colette and The Spectator. Okay, what are you saying? How is any of this? Isn't The Spectator conservative? Like, what the? Yeah, here, look. The Spectator is politically conservative, and its principles of subject areas of politics. Like, what do you mean you worked in progressive circuits as a comedy writer?
Whenever like someone like this says that, they're always trying to like retroactively place themselves in the entertainment industry. It's always someone who is like never a normal entertainment by any stretch of the imagination, did not succeed in it. But they're like, I was in Hollywood. I wrote for TV shows.
Yeah. It's like, it's the Ben Shapiro archetype. It's like you didn't really. Tim Pool has done more work technically for the left than any number of these dudes by like doing Vice coverage for like Occupy Wall Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess the guy on the right looks like he could work in British TV. He looks like the friend on if anyone has seen the incredible TV show Episodes with the
Stephen Merchant.
No, that's Extras.
Or the Extras.
Episodes is a different show with Matt LeBlanc.
Oh,
that's a great show. That's an amazing show.
I think I've seen Episodes too.
It's such a good show. It's so funny. I always try to recommend this to people.
Well, now it's on Paramount Plus. Stephen Mangan.
I think it's the reason I have Paramount Plus. Otherwise, I just straight up would not get it. It is. I recommend this to everyone.
Yeah.
What happened with us is we said what you're saying now 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And we became, Nazi terror.
And to be fair, I was part of the crowd that was shouting you down and calling you those names.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, well, you weren't shouting me down personally, but
I'm talking about people like you saying that stuff.
Right.
Again, this is
I guess
you weren't involved.
I'm curious what you think is going to happen first of all with you now,
forth.
because
you were being insane. You weren't like,
where are her bona fides? Like, where was she? I don't know. Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Like, I didn't see you there. What the?
And
I've been getting doxxed since like 2014 because I was the eighth cast member of TYT's online YouTube show. I don't remember her being on there. I don't remember her. I guess she was getting gamergated.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is like it's like you weren't involved in any normal political back and forth that was like part of regular American political culture. You were being like, I'm being gang stalked. That's not a regular thing that most people are engaged with. You're a targeted individual.
But I don't get it. Was she getting gang stalked for what does she do? I legitimately don't know. I know Gamergate. I know it was about ethics in video game journalism or whatever the people were claiming, but it was just about getting mad that video games are becoming more gay or something, which they're trying to recycle again.
It was one of those things where it's like the cause seemed kind of stupid, but then you realize that everyone involved with it almost is insane. It's just so many insane people.
Yeah.
Just people who should not. It should have been a containment event. Everyone involved with it should have just been contained.
That
put on their own internet.
That would have been awesome.
I love when people are
it's
it's why we have Trump. Okay, sure,
memes got Trump elected.
Yeah, this thing that 10,000 insane people were with maximum.
Yeah.
The way it has happened today is anyone who was willing to challenge that fringe that you're talking about, which is anti-Western, it's anti-male, it's anti-white, it's anti-Jewish, etc., would say what you're saying, what we've been saying for years, and they would immediately become evil, right-wing, Nazi, far-right, etc. And that's kind of it. And no one else would stand up and say anything.
That's right.
As has happened. So what are you expecting to happen?
Well, I've lost more friends than I can count, right? So I'm very much trying to make new friends. I think the long-term path of this is progressivism and socialism in the United States. It's a cultural dead end. This is not going to go anywhere. There's no universe where progressives win power.
What would you
and
call
manage to get a ton of
Cat
Congress,
62
congressional seats, and
cultural
victory for progress, but just limited amount.
Legislation that I believe in. It is devolved into, exactly as you say, a bunch of culture war nonsense that is not about policy.
That's
and
your
now
favorite
literally
thing.
Siding with terrorists.
That's your favorite thing in the world is culture war.
Yeah,
you love that.
This is what's very weird about people who are now desperately trying to re-triangulate themselves as the free defenders of the Democratic Party. They do it for free. They're not real wonks in general. They're not getting paid. I guess for Brianna, I think she has a pact with Jank or something. I don't know. But but even then, it's I see so many people who have re-triangulated their politics to be I am engaging in real world change. How am I doing that? By yelling at everyone that doesn't vote for the Democratic Party.
Yet everyone loves doing that. I'm involved with real power and real decisions. Everyone is just laying down for 11 years straight with a completely blank expression. You're arguing with the same 20 people that you have argued with since 2012. No one is involved with anything. Everyone is being insane.
It's very, very weird.
You know, I've had so many conversations with friends about this because every single progressive activist that I know is really frustrated with this destructive tendency that we have. And all of us are going, what can we do? Your industry has audience capture where you kind of get into a lane and you can't challenge your own audience because your numbers will drop. I think in the progressive space, there's very much the same thing where there's this tendency to go lefter and lefter and lefter and lefter. And now we're at a point where we can't even say things like trans women don't have periods without people getting really upset about that.
Like, what are you talking about? I never understand this shit. Like, it's always just like making up a straw man to get mad about. Or even if that is like a real thing, that's like one person that you saw on Twitter with like 3 likes. This is not reflective of the overall trans movement. Like, what the f are we? What is happening? What the hell?
I've never.
It's like Anna who was complaining about like birthing person discourse. It's like, dude, please, like, this is not. Please be serious.
Like, it's right. Like, I've never. At least like in my life, I've like never encountered someone who is like, you need to say birthing person. Like, it's like, it happens. I think it's like stupid to say that, but it's not this like widespread thing that everyone is doing and throwing at you and shoving down your throat.
I don't understand it, especially when, like, if we're going to talk about like tangible real world policies, what's more prescient and significant? Anti-trans legislation that's passing through every state legislature that like even the individuals in those states are not even asking for. It's just like seemingly being done to appease right-wing like Christian family moms for, you know, the Fourth Reich type movements that are pushing these bills that are I don't know, like penis inspection day in Ohio and shit like that, right? Is that more prescient and more significant and more tangible in terms of like combating policy, or some random Twitter discourse that you saw about like, you know, people getting mad about saying that like trans women can't have periods and that's like transphobic to say?
The worst thing you could say about like any of that stuff, right?
That's culture war, by the way. She's like literally talking about, oh, I hate culture war.
It's your favorite thing.
And goes on the culture war podcast.
But like all that stuff, like, okay, all that stuff, whatever the she's talking about, or like birthing people, like, okay, the worst thing you can say that's doing more or less, right, is that it's annoying. That's what it comes down to. But like everything with the internet, no, you can't ever just like not like something because it's annoying. People do this with media criticism all the time. It's not that I think something is bad or that I don't like it or that it's poorly made. It's emotionally manipulative. It's dangerous. It's amoral. There's an amoral character. With this is killing people. No, it's just annoying. The emotion you are feeling is that you are annoyed. That has there's no like real larger point to extrapolate from that.
This is the same thing that many people both on the left and the right do all the time. They try to moralize their content consumption, and they can't just be like, I don't like this dude's vibes, or I don't like this woman's vibes, I don't like this person's vibes. They have to be like, I don't like this person's vibes because they've done an egregious wrong, like and I'm going to investigate further to find something that I can like stand on. It's like, you don't have to moralize your hatred, man. You can just be a hater, right? You know, that's I think that's way more respectable,
right? She wants to like get so far away from just the basic concept that she finds this annoying or whatever, that she is inventing this whole backstory for herself that she's like, I've been on the front lines of politics for my whole life. No, you haven't. You're crazy, and you love culture war, and this is all you do. This is the only thing you actually like, and you think this thing's annoying.
Look at my mentions literally right now. So someone's got to stand up and go, this is not right. This is crazy town.
Yeah, we have to stop the movement of trans people that are saying trans women can have periods.
Right, like
what are you? What political goal have you accomplished? What realpolitik is this? What actual political momentum has happened here? Have you moved the needle in a direction, in any direction, really? No, you just created a issue to shadow box against, and then I guess owned that issue.
Like, okay, we'll call it'll be like Comintern. We're gonna get everyone together. We're gonna have the 20 people who have ever said that. We're gonna say, hey, stop saying that, and they'll sign a pledge that they will get banished to the torture dimension if they ever say that again.
I want to hear.
Okay, we solved it. No one's ever gonna be transphobic or regressive or whatever this is ostensibly for or against ever again. You got rid of those 20 people.
Yeah. Politics to talk about trans women.
Yeah, certainly these guys will stop.
Yeah, no,
certainly the Trigonometry podcast. Problem. The Trigonometry podcast is going to stop finding new ways to be transphobic once you eliminate that.
Periods. I got into progressive politics to pass health care. So we're either serious about course correcting on this cultural dead end, or Donald Trump and MAGA are going to win everything,
you're an insane
and
person.
the pain for the Democratic Party is going to be extreme. We've got to start talking more to people in the middle, and we need to be reaching out to sane Republicans, in my view.
Brianna, don't you think part of the problem is when it comes, look, and both sides.
Now I know why he wasn't speaking.
I cheer for North.
now I know why he wasn't talking.
Oh my God.
Hey, Brianna!
This guy,
don't you think the problem?
This guy should be the star of the show.
Yeah. It seems like both sides are at issue here.
Welcome to North Radio.
But I think the left suffer with this more. It's this purity ritual that you have. You have to, you are not left unless you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, da, 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 da. And all of a sudden, the moment you challenge one of those tenets, you're out.
That's exactly right. I mean, again, look at my mention.
I have trouble believing that you have ever been a part of anything. I have trouble believing
the purity spiral.
You've been a member of any group ever.
Not even just leftist groups.
Just any group of people. I have trouble believing
I tried joining the EDO and they said I look too Polish.
I tried to join a footy firm. They said we hate the size of your temples in relation to your jaw.
Like, I am as progressive as you can get. Universal health care. I want structural solutions to heal this gaping wound of racism that's existed in our country since slavery. You know, name a progressive policy. I'm very much in favor of it. But when it comes to the optics, right, we've got to start having more serious conversations about how people perceive us. People perceive progressives as assholes. Mm-hmm. That's just the truth. A decade ago during GamerGate, people thought the white male gamers were the assholes. I've got news for you. Today, it's trans Twitter, it's socialist Twitter, it's terrorist sympathizer Twitter. It's us.
I like that this
How many people does she think are like on Twitter?
Yeah, I was about to say that you nailed it. Like, it is such a personal grievance, such a personal gripe that is being represented as like real politics right here. It's just like, yeah, dude, the stevedore hates trans Twitter. You know what I mean? Like the dude doing long haul trucking is like, man, I really wanted healthcare, but them trans Twitter types talking about a birthing person, not on my watch.
Ooh, I'm just an old fashioned cowboy, but I hate him lesbians. I know what that is.
Yeah,
that's my least favorite thing.
They told me I can't go to the Chapel Roan.
The Chapel Roan.
They told me I can't bring my bisexual boyfriend to the Chapel Roan concert.
It's like the least widely used of the big social network. It's not what you think it is. It's so insane. It's like if I went on like Real Time with Bill Maher, not my favorite show, Club Random, but I went on Real Time, and I was like, the biggest issue facing the country right now is that I can't take like the list of the people who are following me and type in random girls' names and see if they come up. like I can do on Instagram. I do that on Instagram 12 hours a day because I'm regular, but not regular people on the regular app don't let me do that. And that's why we have to support Joe Biden.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, Bill Maher would love you for that. Yeah. I think that is the type of discourse that goes on.
He would agree with me there.
Yeah, he would.
I have to say this. I say this every time I'm in a Counter-Strike game. Bill Maher and Club Random clears this show. Club Random is so much better than this.
We are the ones doxing people. We are the ones sending death threats. We are canceling everyone in sight. And at the end of the day, people are not going to trust assholes with power. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
Yeah, that's why powerful people are always not assholes. Like, when I think of someone who is not an asshole, I think of, like, I don't know, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump.
Americans hate vindictive assholes. Yeah. We never like them being president. We never support them. We hate it.
Yeah, we always give the levers of power to the nicest guy.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And you said at the start of this conversation something that I found very interesting. You basically said that you had reservations about things that had happened before October 7th. What were those things that you shut your mouth over? And the second part of that question is, do you regret it now, seeing what it's become?
I definitely do. So let me give you a really specific example.
This guy should be the Trapaholics mixtape announcer.
2018, right? You had the Women's March, and you had elements of the Women's March that were out there.
Wait, you had what? She ran. Okay, so I pulled this article up because, like, this is news to me. Brianna Wu survived Gamergate. Now she's running for Congress. What does she do? Where does she run for Congress?
I love how, like, in the tank everyone was for this first, like. She survived. Like, she was in a war.
Why is she getting Vox articles? Oh my God, I don't even want to. I don't want the answer to that question.
Just like this was like a cultural low moment for like shitty online publications. Like, God,
she got less than 10% of the vote. She thinks she's a real politician now. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Speaking of Gamergate, how do you think that experience prepared you to run for Congress?
I think it made me numb to harassment in general.
It made me more polished. It made me a more polished person speaking to media and doing all this. This is a hard thing to say, but I'm going to be really honest with you. There was a quality of Hillary Clinton all through the race. She dealt with Gamergate times, Gamergate throughout her career. Bro, this is like everything is Gamergate.
Yeah.
When you're like a one-trick pony.
Yeah, please reference any other event. Oh my God, this is hate to say it, but you know what this reminds me of?
Gamergate. Yeah, Hillary Clinton's campaign, just like Gamergate, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Gaddafi was like the quartering.
Yeah.
He was like, Laura Croft's ugly, make her tits bigger.
Oh my God. She ran against Stephen Lynch in 2018 Dem primary and got like 23% and withdrew in 2020. Damn, she got stomped on by Stephen Lynch.
I don't even know who Stephen Lynch is.
Yeah.
He's such a no-name congressman. Yeah, he's not a superstar.
Put some respect on that. That's House Massachusetts District 8, dude.
District 8.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? He did put up, like, not quite like Ba'ath Party numbers, but like not bad, you know?
Yeah.
He did kind of.
This doesn't come near Assad.
Yeah. Brianna Wu also ran against Assad.
With this pro-Palestine and
her campaign ad.
I'm truly terrified.
Yeah, this
what's
is
going
hilarious.
to happen to women's rights under this president.
I don't even wait. And when you're still
the Kiwi Farms, the MGS logo. Oh, gross. It's literally, you're right. It's the worst people. I don't even want to look at this. Okay. I don't want to get this level of brain cancer. I already have it from being online too much, but it's just like, I don't want to know. I don't want to even touch anything.
I feel like in comparison to this, the insane like AI scripted bullying channel you showed me before, that like heals my brain.
Oh yeah,
this
no, for
hurts
sure.
Me. That heals me. That is much less mentally damaging than this bullshit.
But well, apparently she was like upset with the pro-Palestine people of the Women's March as well.
Anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic nonsense very anti-Israel and veering into the most anti-Semitic language that you could possibly have. That was wrong.
I can think of more
I
anti-Semitic
made the decision to keep my mouth shut, which was a tremendous error in judgment. And because people like...
Yeah, she was a pivot. She played a pivotal role in the Women's March.
And, one thing about her, always been shy about voicing an opinion.
Yeah.
That's like her main flaw, I would say.
Yeah. So it's I love that she's saying the Women's March was anti-Semitic, like the most anti-Semitic, because what, Linda Sarsour, like that's it.
It's also like, it's always such a tell with these people, right? Where it's insane. Everyone in progressivism is becoming insane because we're pressured into saying these stupid things that are popular on Twitter. And I just realized it was wrong after saying it for 8 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's you. You repeated something for 8 years that you now think is stupid and you never thought about it before. Most people, at least,
so why were you saying it?
Most people, at least, they would like to think of themselves as seeing something that maybe if it goes against their beliefs or they're unsure of it, they don't immediately go, yeah, I believe that.
My goal is every time you come here, I show you like a new character to give you further brain rot. Like last time it was Patrick Bet-David.
I love it.
Who's amazing. Who's amazing. He's the GOAT.
But I've known about her forever, and she's like, it's just.
But this is the new version of Brianna Pooh.
Is it though?
She
because
she once claimed that I was anti-miscegenation.
What?
Yeah, she said that because a chatter was asking me if she was Asian. I was like, no, she's not. She's just married to an Asian dude and like took his last name. And she took that soundbite to be like, I'm in a loving relationship with my husband. This is what the progressive left, the face of the progressive left is, anti-miscegenation.
Yeah, no, like there was like, again, this is a case of like, there was one stupid person. This one stupid person who I don't remember their name, but I've seen them say other stupid stuff before. But they said something to the effect of like, Brianna Wu only like married that guy to use that last name, which is one of the dumbest things you could say about her. Like there were so many risible, objectionable things that you can make fun of that like land, and you go with that. Just incredibly stupid. But again, one person who I saw say that, and everyone replying to them was like, what the f are you talking about? This is stupid.
Yeah.
Me shut up in those years, it kept getting worse. And those seeds kept growing. And now it's basically taken over the entire progressive movement. I don't know if it can be saved in time. And you can go into any number of issues like, self-ID with trans people, or, I remember during GamerGate, there was this expansionist
there it is, GamerGate.
The question that I'm curious.
I'm skipping some. The culture war is nonsense. That's like a good 4-minute conversation that they're gonna have, even though they're literally a culture war podcast. Why can't the left keep their crazies in line? Trans kids. I used to think you were full of shit. We killed feminism. The Steve Bannon moment. Sponsor Shopify. We wrote off half the country as racist. Why I changed my mind. The gap between the rich and poor. Biden is a good president. Afghanistan, Ukraine. The problem with the border. That's my favorite thing, is that like these guys have no like genuine convictions of their own, and they just basically repeat whatever the Democratic Party is like kind of shittily advocating for at that moment. So they'll just like, if Joe Biden tomorrow was like, I think Israel's an apartheid state and like we have to stop arms shipments to Israel, they would immediately turn around and be like, that's it. What a brilliant, peaceful dove he is. And they did that. They all did it when Biden stupidly said, oh, my red line is Rafah. Yeah. That was like a brain fart moment for him. It was like they caught him on the off foot, and he said that, and that became permanent policy. So all of these idiots immediately rushed to be like, see, because they recognize that Israel's genocide is like obviously not very favorable, even in the Twitter circles that they operate in. So they were like, see, he wants peace. and immediately started promoting the idea that Biden was a peaceful dove, only to have him turn around and be like, yeah, just kidding. There's no red line, actually. Oops. Yeah. We kind of said that as a mistake. And that's how you constantly find yourself devoid of any sort of like real interest in politics, because you just go along with whatever the the Democratic Party is saying at any given moment. And the Democratic Party is consistently retriangulating his positions to whatever the fuck the right-wing media apparatus is like pushing for.
The greatest proof of this is like, just like, look at the way that like what the mainstream liberal position was on Israel in like 2018 and 2019. Not like the upper echelons of the Democratic Party, because they were right there with Trump with the idea of moving the embassy. Hillary Clinton, even as far back as 1998, said that she was in favor of that. But like, you know, just general like left liberal, supportive of Joe Biden, generally supportive of Democrat media, it, you know, way more prone to criticize Israel and identify it as like a right-wing state and part of some like global right-wing power apparatus. Totally out the window. Totally out the window in the last year.
Yeah, by the way, the wonderful community that she's trying to cozy up to. Let's look at the comments. No, Brianna, Gamergate was never about toxic white men. As James Lindsay has repeatedly pointed out, Gamergate was one of the first major battles in the culture war, waged by a progressive woke mob with a lot of payola to lose. Dude, he's typing payola. You know he's 48 years old.
This is a Korean War veteran.
Yeah, this is a Gamergate guy who like still lives with his mommy 100%.
But like that is the thing though, right? Like you can't say, "Oh, I hate all this like woke bullshit," if you like you started it. Like you like helped contribute to like this like micro environment that existed from like 2014 to 2018. And like in the grand scheme of things, how much does it matter? Not that much.
Yeah.
But like you can't, at the end of the day, this is a doomed endeavor.
Yeah.
Because for all the people that like actually care about this, like, no, you are the face of it. Like you did it. You weren't just supporting it. You did it.
And Brianna, you were one of the main antagonists in that fight on the progressive side. So now that you've realized how wrong woke is, perhaps it is time you apologized and made amends for the things you did during Gamergate, which set precedents for that all that has come after. Just because you've been canceled doesn't excuse your complicity in paving the way for subsequent woke mobs. Okay? And then, you know, some transphobic shit. Getting a cosmetic surgery to look like a woman doesn't make you a woman. That is by far the silliest belief that's ever been told. Brianna saying that gamers used to be the bad guys. Now it's the progressive shows that Brianna still hasn't learned that gamers were never the bad guy. It was always you guys. And now you get the same treatment gamers were given by you. Like, these guys think gamers need to be a protected identity. Yeah. Like, I used to joke about this kind of shit, but they like unironically think that.
No one deserves this audience more. No two groups, no audience has ever deserved a media figure and vice versa quite like this. They are perfect for each other.
Everyone is literally dunking on her.
The two most aggrieved parties in the world, perfect for each other.
I don't even want to watch the rest of this. It's so horrible. Fucking awful.
Dull.
Speaking of which, now that the right-wing shift is like completely taken hold.
Oh, I thought you were going back to
No, we're going to go to tomorrow's teachings in a second.
All right.